Hi guys, Forgotten Wolf here, and this is a bit of a discussion on the future of various Game of Thrones spin-off projects, whether they're shows or something else. More on that later. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let's begin. Now, first off, we have a Night of the Seven Kingdoms show, which was just shown. We finally got the teaser trailer. Yes, yesterday, as of writing the script and recording it, but so excited I am. This show looks really, really good. It follows the journey of Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Aegon Targaryen the Fifth. Spoilers. And season 1 is coming out January 18th, and the teaser is out. I expect the full trailer to come out in November or December, but this show I expect to be really good. I'm so excited, and I do think it'll go on for 2 more seasons after season 1, since there are 2 more books to adapt. And this is nothing. This show, I can guarantee, is going to be nothing like Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. It'll feel just different and follows the common people than the other 2 shows do. Super excited for this. Next, the other major show coming out next year is House of the Dragon season 3, which is described as really bloody and will be a send off to some of the main cast. Filming will either be wrapped up or wrapping up by the time I upload this, as it finishes October, and season 3 is confirmed to be coming out summer 2026 with a rumored release date of June 2026. And season 2 was a disaster in many ways. A lot of criticism from George to the fans to everyone. And they need to get this season right, the showrunners. They need to get this season right. And considering it's in 8 episode seasons still, I am very concerned that season 3 is going to be worse than season 2. And although the show has been greenlit for a fourth and final season, I'm still concerned considering season 3's first 2 episodes are the cut episodes of season 2. So, in actuality, this is going to feel more like a 6 episode season, which is not good. And this, look, I'm very concerned, but I'm so excited to watch it. But if they want to win back the fans, please see Kristen Cole fucking die. We need to see a perfect Battle of the Gauntlet, and I think we need to see Rhaenyra the Cruel this season. And after season 3, it wouldn't surprise me if we get season 4 earliest 2020. I think more likely 2029, as they took an additional year in between season 7 and 8. But I'm very excited for season 3, though a bit cautious is the right word. Now, the third confirmed show is Aegon's Conquest show, and we already know that Matt Tomlinson, co-writer of The Batman, is writing the script for his show. Last I heard of it, he submitted a script for season 1, and I know The Batman is supposed to be filming soon, if it's not already, but considering how good The Batman was, and I expect The Batman Part 2 to be, I have no doubt that Aegon's Conquest will definitely be a huge success. This has the potential, with Matt Tomlinson, to be way better than House of the Dragon. Possibly as good as Game of Thrones, hot take. So there's going to be a lot of expectations on this, and since the Batman Part 2 comes out in 2027, I expect Aegon's Conquest to begin filming that year, or late 2026 earliest. However, I fully expect season 1 of the show to come out by 2028, as if he's already working on the script, we gotta see filming eventually, and the script and the show. Look, there's a gap in 2027, but there's no chance we see anything there in 2027, considering we got two shows having seasons this season, and Aegon's Conquest isn't even filming. And the final confirmed show is the Corlys Velaryon spin-off, and last we heard of it was back in very late 2023, 2024, where we learned that the show was transforming into an animation show instead of live action because of the budget. Surprise, surprise! And I have no idea how long that'll take, but it seems likely that a date in the 2030s is possible, which is a long time away. But once again, this could come sooner. I have no idea how long these animated shows take. But the success of this show could have a huge effect on the future of spin-offs, and I do wonder if they will make the show in its own continuity, like how there's a books and live action continuity, or they'll make it just part of the main live action continuity despite being animated. Now I'll go on to some unconfirmed projects that I'm just speculating about. And this next one relies on the entire success of the Corlys Velaryon show. If the Corlys show is a huge success, I could definitely see HBO greenlighting an animated version of Game of Thrones. This would not only be significantly cheaper for them because they don't have to pay all this cost for actually filming it. It's just animation. It would allow them to reach more stuff that the show never did, like Youngriff, Arion Martell, the proper Greyjoy plot, and just more in general, and also give them a chance to redo that horrible season 8. And I mean, look, it's inevitable that they'll end up remaking Game of Thrones anyway. I mean, it's bound to happen. HBO made so much money off this. I don't think this show definitely wouldn't come out in the 2020s. We would have heard about something like this. But considering Harry Potter, I believe the last movie came out 15 years ago, is getting a remake soon. I do not think it's impossible that sometime in the mid to late 2030s we get the new Game of Thrones, the animated version, and I could see the characters. I do think they'll have a mix of the actors who played them in live action, with a mix of how their book counterparts look like. I expect Robb Stark to look how he does in the books, whereas compared to Ned and Arya and Jon Snow, I expect them to look how they do in that actual show. And unlikely or not, it's inevitable that a remake of Game of Thrones is going to happen. However, the final spin-off, it's not a show. It's a movie. At the end of 2024, we heard that HBO was in the very early stages of working on a Game of Thrones movie, which, about fucking time. I'm surprised we haven't seen one beforehand. Now, I think the money they are using for this project is very possibly the money they had set aside for the canceled Jon Snow show. Sound off in the comments if you want me to make a video on that one. We have heard a suggestion that it could be Robert's Rebellion movie, which would make a lot of sense, but considering HBO passed on it once before House of the Dragon, and I'm assuming they passed on it again with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and possibly again with Aegon's Conquest, I find it very unlikely that at this stage HBO will make a Robert's Rebellion movie, although it's a great idea. But considering we know nobody confirmed to be working on a script or attached to the movie at all, this seems like at this stage it's more so an idea for a movie, and it'll definitely have to do something with the wars. I feel like that's where Game of Thrones is at its best. Hot take, but I looked through all the major wars and all the major conflicts in Westeros to see the perfect setting for a movie, and I found it. The first Blackfyre Rebellion. I have no evidence to prove that this is the best option. This is what they will do. But personally, I would love to see Robert's Rebellion, but I don't think that's going to happen. So a Blackfyre Rebellion makes a ton of sense. I would expect them to make a lot of progress, and we'll probably hear more about this when House of the Dragon actually concludes, because then that will be Aegon's Conquest, which will probably already be running at that point to have a season now, and the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And the one concern I do have with this movie is the potential sale of Warner Brothers, which could result in this movie maybe being canceled, which would be such a shame. But if this movie does come out, I think a release date sometime between 2031 to 2033 seems to be the most likely date. Hey, Deadpool took a decade to make, so these type of production timelines aren't unheard of. And Cars 3 took a while as well. But I think a lot of people, including me, would love to see this movie get made. Come on, HBO, make it. Give us a Game of Thrones movie. I'll even take it on a sequel, like on a Jon Snow. Just give us a movie, please. Now that is all the confirmed shows and movies and rumored shows and rumored movies that showcase the potential future of the Game of Thrones franchise. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want more like this at 100 subscribers, I'll do a 1-hour video on the FNAF timeline. And we are so close. We are just 15 subs away to me getting this video out and made. And at 600 likes, I'll do a video on the Doom of Valyria. And at 75k views, I'll do a video on the life of Jaime Lannister. But until next time, bye!